Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa. Get your education booklet in our daily newspaper, street sales, or at your school every Monday to Thursday for pre-primary up until grade 3. The lessons are for listening or watching online. Inside the newspapers, there is an insert of the lesson booklet. Please cut the top of the lesson booklet with a pair of scissors and fold it for ready to use. But there is more. We are also available on our online platforms, MyZone and Zoshi Facebook pages, and in addition, our website, Zoshi Online. Hello everyone and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa and thank you so much for joining me today. Our theme this week is cleanliness. And before we get into any lessons, boys and girls, we need to sanitize. Remember, sanitizing is a part of cleanliness, so let us try and sanitize our hands as much as possible. Make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. For today's lesson, we will be doing reading, punctuation, and addition. For our lesson now, let us start on page 20. On page 20, we are going to do some poetry reading. Now, this poem is very important, boys and girls, because it is talking about something that we should know about. We are going to start with the first stanza. Now, when we have paragraphs in a poem, we call them stanzas. So the first stanza, second stanza, and third stanza. We're going to read all three. Now, just like we read stories, we are going to read this poem 3 times. The first time is to understand what the poem is all about. Then the second time is to try and find our answers. And then the third time is to make sure that our answers are correct. So let us read it for a first time. HIV is a virus. AIDS is a killer disease. It kills adults and kids too. Some kids may become orphaned, kids like me and you. Their parents die from HIV. Kids are left alone. They get fostered and adopted and move to another home. So what I need you to do is to hold my hand and give me a hug. All I want is a little love. Oh, this poem is very beautiful, but the topic about the poem that we're talking about is very sad. Now, HIV and AIDS kill many people every year, boys and girls. So we need to show the people who are affected a lot of care and love. Now let us take a look at our exercise at the bottom to see what we need to do. It says, read and trace the sentences below, then rewrite on the lines as you can see there. The first one says, HIV is a virus. Now the reason why we put it in capital letters HIV is because we have made it into a smaller word for us to read. So HIV will be in capital letters like you see, and we say is a virus. Please don't forget to put your full stop. You can see that on your trace lines that you need to make all your small letters the same size. As for your capital letters, they need to touch the top line and the bottom line as well. B says AIDS is a disease. So you are also going to copy on your trace line and then write it next to the lines provided. Then after that, you are told, do not touch my blood. So you're also going to trace that one and write it on the lines provided. The reason why HIV and AIDS is able to spread is because when two people have a contact with blood for someone who one of them may or may not have HIV and AIDS. So it's important, boys and girls, that if your friend or the adult that you live with cuts themselves, you do not touch their blood. Hopefully one day we will find a cure for HIV and AIDS. But for now, let us try and stay safe from it and show the people who have HIV and AIDS some love. Now that we are done with that one, let's try and read our poem again so that we understand one more time. Our poem says, HIV is a virus. AIDS is a killer disease. It kills adults and children too. Some kids may become orphaned, kids like me and you. Their parents die from HIV. Kids are left alone. They get fostered and adopted and move to another home. So what I need you to do is to hold my hand and give me a hug. All I want is a little love. So remember, boys and girls, there are people who are living with HIV and AIDS, but we need to show them that we care by being their friends, helping them where we can, and making sure that we tell them how much they are loved. When you are done with your exercise, I'd like you now to please join me on the next page, page 21. On page 21, we are going to be doing punctuation. In this case, we are going to be focusing on the capital letters and the full stop. Now, the capital letter and the full stop are the basics of punctuation, which means whatever sentence we are making, we always need to see a capital letter and a full stop. Now, let's take a look at the board so that we can understand when we use a capital letter. The first thing is we use a capital letter for the beginning of a sentence. Every sentence that you write, boys and girls, needs to start with a capital letter. So we cannot say that we have made a sentence correct if it does not start with a capital letter. Only one, and that one is the letter that begins. Not both of the letters for the word, but just one letter. Then the other time or the other reason why we use a capital letter is when we are trying to talk about a person, a place, a day, or a month. Now, all our days, Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they all start with capital letters. And then our months as well start with capital letters from January, February, March, all the way to December. And then places, very important places, they start with capital letters as well. Like the place you stay. Where do you stay? If you stay somewhere, then it must start with a capital letter. Your street name, your town, your city, they all start with capital letters. Then, we want to also know what a full stop is. This one is a question mark. It is not a full stop. We only use a question mark when there is a question. So we're not going to use this one today. This one is an exclamation mark, and we use this one when we're trying to emphasize something or something shocking has happened, or we are trying to show an emotion. In this case, the exclamation mark will not be used today. Instead, we will be using the full stop. Now, the full stop is what we use to end a sentence. And that way, when we are reading, we know how to stop. So, we're going to be using capital letters like the ones that you see around the classroom wall, the big letter, and we're going to use full stops for our sentences. In this case, we need to put the capital letters and the full stops on the sentences that we can see. We are going to do number 4 together. So let's take a look at number 4. Number 4 says in your booklet, we live in Windhoek. So I have written number 4 on the board. It is up to you and me to make sure that we put the capital letters where they need to be. So as we go along, I am going to be changing the capital letters, the small letters, into capital letters, and then I will put my full stop where it needs to be. The first rule that we talked about, the beginning of a sentence needs to be the one to start. So the word we here is in small letters. So in order for me to change it, I am going to erase my W, and then I will write a capital letter W for the word we. Now I have changed our sentence to start with a capital letter. As we move on in our sentence, it says, we live in Windhoek. Now, Windhoek needs to have a capital letter W. Why? Because Windhoek is an important place. So, we're going to also erase the W here, and then we're going to put a capital letter W as well. Now my sentence is almost correct, but remember, we are supposed to use capital letters and full stops. So at the end of my sentence, I need to put a full stop. And now my sentence is complete. We live in Windhoek with a full stop. I want you to rewrite the sentence on the line provided, and when you are done, go and try the rest of them. Remember our rules, take your time, and when you are done, please don't forget the full stop as well. I will see you soon after the advert break.
Follow us on MyZone Facebook Active Kids to watch your daily lesson and other fun activities with Zoe and Zoshi.
Now for our exercise, let's all turn to page 22. On page 22, we are going to be doing some addition. Now it says think carefully before you write your answers. To help us today, we are going to use the counting on method, which means we might need our counters or our fingers. So let's take a look. We're going to do the first one together. The first one says 33 plus 5. Now we already know that these are our counters. You can use bottle tops for counters, colors, or your fingers if you don't have any. We need 5. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have 5 counters, so we're going to count on from our number 33. The number after 33 is 34, so let us start. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So our answer is 38. Now the sum is complete. 33 plus 5 equals 38. please write 38. The next one that we're going to do is the one at the bottom. Let's take a look. The one at the bottom says 74 plus 1. Now 74 plus 1, my dear children, is very simple. So we are going to do that one together. It is basically asking for the number after 74. If we take away the counters we have and only have one counter, we are going to say 74 is already in our book and we are moving on to 75. So that means 74 plus 1 equals 75. So use your counters or your fingers to help you. And when you are done, make sure that you have written the correct answer. Take your time, and I'll see you soon after the advert break.
Do you have children in the age range of 5 to 6 years and want to participate in our school booklet program? Please contact us on 081 74 3759 and we will put you on our distribution list for the attention of pre-primary schools. Topics include family, summer, culture, traditions and houses, transport and communications, occupations, autumn and more. We distribute countrywide in over 7 different languages.
Boys and girls, we have now come to the end of our lesson. I hope you had fun. I know I did. Remember, if you're not sure or you don't really know what to do, it's okay to ask for help. Just make sure you end up finishing your work by yourself. So now that we are done with our lesson, grade 2s, we need to sanitize. Remember, sanitizing is not the only way we can stay safe. We can also use soap and water, and that way we'll be practicing cleanliness as well. Make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. I thought I heard Zoshi come in, but I can't see him. Zoshi, are you hiding from me again? Zoshi? Oh, there you are, Zoshi. Would you like to go outside and play? Wonderful. So, from Zoshi and we would like to say thank you for joining us today and goodbye.
Our online school will help you along the way. Find us at www.zoshi.online and download the booklet. Follow us on Facebook to never miss a video. Subscribe to our Zoshi Telegram channel if you want to receive daily updates. Proudly sponsored by the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, Namibian Community Trust, UNICEF, My Zone Online School, Amos Meerkat Syllabus, and Capricorn Foundation.